Welcome to Funemployed, where we feature stories from self-employed creatives and entrepreneurs from all over the world in a whole range of different industries. I'm James Daly, and this video features Jurn, a front-end developer and designer who works a combination of freelance jobs and on his own products and projects. His own projects have included Product Hunt's #1 product of the week, Screely, a tool that turns your screenshots into beautiful, well-designed, shareable images, as well as Vlogging Pro, a blog/affiliate website focusing on filmmaking and creating vlogs on YouTube. Jurn takes us through his whole journey from being fully employed to then his transition to being self-employed and what he's working on today. Over to you, Jurn.
My name is Jurn. I am originally from the Netherlands, but right now I live in Bangkok, Thailand, and I work as a freelance designer and front-end developer while also working on my own projects. Yeah, so I was studying communication and multimedia design in college, and I had to get an internship there. After that internship, I stayed around for that company. I kept working for them full time and finishing up my college degree in the evening. On the side, I started another project just to learn about SEO, and that turned into a pretty successful affiliate website. And after graduating and working there for 6 more months, the project just gave me more income than my full-time job. So I decided to take the leap and quit my job to become self-employed. I think it's very difficult to say as it's very personal. But for me, the transition from being employed to being self-employed was very stress-free because I was already earning more than my salary. So there was no financial worries in making that decision. Or at least if you think you have the piece in place that you need to start generating more money. So if you have a side project that's growing really fast, but it's not at the level of your salary yet, it's okay to take the leap on that if you think you can make that more successful if you dedicate more time to it. But I wouldn't just quit your job out of the blue when you have no plan to generate money. Yeah, there wasn't really one specific source where I learned everything. It was just a collection of everything I had done up until that point. So before I studied communication and multimedia design, I studied computer science. So I already had a coding background. Then I got a design, learn more about design. And the side project I started was to learn more about SEO. And I just watched a lot of videos, read a lot of blogs, listen to a lot of podcasts, and apply whatever advice I feel is most relevant for me at that time. So the best thing about being self-employed has to be the freedom that you get, that you don't have to request a day off, but you can take one whenever you need it or whenever you have other things to do. Or that you can work your own hours. If you prefer working at night, then you can work at night, and you don't have to be in the office by 9 a.m. The hardest thing about being self-employed is the financial insecurity, I think. We never have a steady salary, so you don't know how much money you're going to make each month, which can make it difficult to plan ahead. And you always need to make sure that you have a significant amount of savings in case you don't have a lot of income for a few months. I think there's two big high points that I've had over the past few years. One is starting to travel, which would not have been possible if I was still working a job at an office. And the other one was one of my projects being acquired. That was a very cool experience to go through, that you learn a lot from. So a normal day, I would wake up around 8 or 9. My mornings are usually pretty slow. Just read some email, just do some planning, and I'll start work at like 10 or 11 a.m. I'll work until around 4 p.m. when I will go to the gym. Then take a little bit of break after that to get some food. And then I'll start working again until around 8 or 9. And that's usually the end of my day. I'll end it around 8 or 9 p.m. Unless I have calls with clients. Usually I work with clients from the US, so the time zone means that I'll take those calls pretty late in the evening. So sometimes I'll have to keep working until 10 or 11 p.m. But usually 8 or 9 p.m. is the end of my working day. I think if you are planning to make the leap to freelancing, it would be a lot easier if you already have an existing network in place where you can get referrals from. If you are really young and at the start of your career and you don't have that network, it's not impossible, but it's just going to be harder than if you have the network. So you need to make sure you have a plan in place to where you're gonna get clients from. Yeah, working a job for a few years, even though it's not ultimately where you want to end up, it does help a lot with building a network. But it's also possible to get clients just from work you put out. But it's a lot more difficult. It's a lot more competitive to compete for attention online with other freelancers all around the world who may also have cheaper rates than you, than to have a local network that you can get work from. So the next thing I'm working on is a big update to one of the projects I run, which is Skrily, a tool to automatically generate mockups based on screenshots. So I'm adding a lot of new features, introducing paid plans, and I hope to relaunch that before the end of the year. So if you're looking for resources, I think the best way is to think about the content format that you enjoy the most. So if you enjoy audio, you should look for podcasts. If you enjoy reading more, you should look for blogs. And then just find the most popular blogs in your niche, or look at people in your niche that you admire and or are in a position that you ultimately want to end up in, and just consume whatever content they put out and learn from them. So the best place to find me is on my personal website, jurn.io, or you can find me on Twitter. And the links will be in the article itself.